What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and today there isn't a ton of MLB news, or at least regarding the lockout there isn't. The MLB owners and players are probably meeting sometime this week. I think the latest rumor was Tuesday, so hopefully we get some news later on in the week. I'm at the point now where I genuinely think there is going to be a resolution at the end of February. I don't think we're going to get it for a couple of weeks, but I do think we're going to get it right before players report to spring training. We'll probably miss pitchers and catchers, but we'll at least get the position players in and playing before the season starts. It seems like they're making a lot of headway on that. But anyways, this is a Red Sox channel. So today's video, I wanted to do another prediction video for you guys. You seem to like the last one, so let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more of these or not. But for today, we are going to be trying to predict the top 5 breakout Red Sox stars in 2022. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be winning Cy Youngs and MVPs or Silver Sluggers, but it means that they're going to be doing very well in 2022 for the Red Sox specifically, helping them win a ton of games, doing their job better than they've ever done before. As always, before we get into the actual video though, do me a favor and make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. Also make sure that you guys have hit the like button as well. Liking the video helps out this video a ton. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Just to let you guys know before we get into our rankings here, I'm going to be using the statistic ERA plus and OPS plus a lot. It's a pretty good statistic that measures how well a player is in those categories against the rest of the league. With 100 being the average, your goal as a player is to be above that 100 mark. So it's a good indicator of whether or not they are playing above average or below average. Anyways, on to the rankings here. At number 5, I have Nick Pivetta. Now, Nick Pivetta had a fairly decent regular season for us last year. He had a pretty high ERA at 4.53, but his ERA plus was at 1.03, which is pretty good. It's actually the highest it's ever been in Nick Pivetta's career, and that's a trend in the right direction. Is it insanely above the average? No, but it is above the average. However, in the postseason, Nick Pivetta was a different beast. He had a couple of very insane postseason outings, especially after the pen, and the one I want to talk about particularly is the outing he had in the last game of the season. Now, I know he had some fantastic outings against the Rays, but for me to strike out Juan Soto on a high curveball takes a lot of balls and a lot of guts, and I think that gives Nick Pivetta a ton of confidence. So going into that 2022 season, I think he uses that confidence, the experience of playing at Fenway, all that kind of combination stuff, and comes in and becomes a really good 3-spot pitcher. And honestly, I could even see him as a 5-spot pitcher, a very solid 5-spot pitcher. Now, just because he's in the 5-spot doesn't mean I think he's going to be the worst pitcher on the team. In fact, the main reason I want to put him in that 5-spot is so we can get Pivetta at the very end of our rotation and then the next day have Eovaldi. I mean, that's perfect to me. It sounds electrifying. And I really do think Nick Pivetta is going to come out and be really, really good this season. Now, in the number 4 spot, I'm going to put Alex Verdugo. Now, Alex has always been a pretty solid player for the Red Sox, especially in that 2020 season where he was probably our best player in that terrible Mickey Mouse year. So for Verdugo's breakout year, it's going to be a little bit different than the rest of the players on this list. I think in 2022, Verdugo really comes back into that 2020 form, hitting over 300, doing very well at the plate, drawing walks, stuff like that. But I also think in 2022, he adds a little bit more power to his swing. Now, last year, he didn't have a ton of bombs or anything like that. He only hit 13. You don't really need to hit 40 home runs and 120 RBIs to increase your power. I think in 2022, going in, Verdugo is going to start hitting more doubles. I actually think, and I'm going to predict this right now, that Verdugo is going to have the most doubles in all of the MLB next year. And I think he starts driving in a lot of runs and a lot of RBIs, especially with the guys who I think are going to be hitting before him. I also think on the field, Verdugo is going to find a nice home in right field because over the past couple of years, he's kind of been bumping around between left and right. He even played some center. I think once he's solidified into one position, he'll end up doing really well in that position. I genuinely think Verdugo is going to have a fantastic year for the Red Sox in 2022. At number 3, I'm going to go with Bobby Dalbec. Now, I've already made a video on Bobby Dalbec on this channel where I talked about the possibility of the Red Sox starting to shop Bobby around for a starting pitcher in a trade piece, and that might still happen, but I'm going to put him on here assuming that the Red Sox are going to stick with Bobby in 2022. Now, Bobby had a little bit of a rough start to 2021, but he still ended up having a 105 OPS plus, so he was still 5% better than the league average, which is pretty impressive considering his first half stats. I don't think it's a coincidence that he started doing really well once Kyle Schwarber came in and threatened his job security. In 2022, I really do think this is the year of Bobby Dalbec. Not only because he's got over a year now of experience in the MLB and experience in the playoffs that he can use and build off of, and on top of a very hot second half, I think he builds on both of those things combined and creates a very good plate approach that allows him to hit a lot better for average next year. I also think the same Schwarber type thing will happen with him and Cassis. With Cassis nipping right at this guy's heel, I think Bobby turns it up a little bit. And I really do think that he's not going to put up MVP numbers, but I think he might get a couple of nods at first base for the All-Star game or maybe a Silver Slugger award. I think Bobby does very well next year. Coming in at the number 2 spot, I'm going with Tanner Howe. Now, I know I already made a video talking about how I think Tanner Houck's going to have a breakout season in 2022, but I need to put him on here because I really do think he's going to be one of, if not our best pitcher in 2022. Now, in his rookie year, he showed some insane off-speed potential and a really good control of his fastball. The problem with Tanner Howe is that he always had a pretty tough time getting through that third time through a lineup. I don't know whether he was tipping pitches or running out of stamina, or maybe his stuff stopped breaking as well that third time through, but whatever it is, I genuinely think he has the ability to fix that, and he's going to come into 2022 with that problem solved, and we're going to see some crazy outings out of Tanner Howe. In 2021, Tanner Howe had an ERA plus of 135, so he's 35% better than the rest of the league, which is pretty impressive for a rookie. I think in 2022, he ramps that up even more to possibly even 140 with an ERA of like 330. I could even honestly see him in a little bit of Cy Young talk. Obviously, I don't think he'll be top 3, but maybe he'll be 5 or 6 in that voting. I also think he gets the nod for the All-Star game. And finally, at the number 1 spot here, I have Rafael Devers. Now, obviously, Rafael Devers doesn't need a breakout year to be a superstar for the Red Sox. He's been a superstar for the Red Sox since he came up, but I really do think this is Big Scoop's year. He had a fantastic year last year with an OPS plus at 132, meaning he was 32% better than the rest of the league at getting on base and stuff like that. I really do think that Rafael Devers might genuinely have the potential next year to go for the AL MVP award. If he has an OPS plus of at around like 145, hits 40 tanks, hits around 300, we might genuinely be talking in September about Rafael Devers being a legitimate MVP candidate. I think he maintains his all-star status, and I think he is going to be the Red Sox MVP. This obviously isn't a super hot take. I know a lot of people are saying stuff like this, but I agree and it makes sense, right? Rafael Devers has only been getting better as he's been on the Red Sox, and with the training and stuff this offseason and another year under his belt of experience, I genuinely think Rafael Devers is going to break out in 2022. Let me know in the comment section down below, who did I miss? Who do you guys think is going to have a huge breakout year for the Red Sox? And do you guys think that any of the guys that I put on my list are not going to break out at all this year? Let me know everything down below. As always, if you've made it to the end of this video, make sure you've hit that subscribe button. You clearly like the content, so you might as well subscribe to the channel. And make sure you guys have hit the like button as well. That, again, helps out the video a ton. Thank you all very much for clicking on this video. I'll see you in the next one.